Probably 6 years.
It'll be sad when it dies. So what's the plan, Stan?
It's sad when I die.
You know how many times I've written your name down in my death note?
It doesn't work, trust me.
One day it will. The Hot Pockets are in there.
I guess this is the new background. I don't think we're going to end up moving this every time before we record.
He always gets mad at me for leaving my microwave in the shot.
I don't know. Just thought we could, we tried a few videos and none of them really came out. So we do have like some bigger ones. We didn't really want to do those tonight though, because we didn't feel like we were necessarily prepared for it. So we decided we would just do a podcast or just talk for a little bit and just turn this into a small video. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I feel like this is fine. Like we always try and come up with a plan for a video and try and work some out. This doesn't happen. This doesn't record. And then it just feels like the whole day's wasted on trying to record a video that just doesn't come out. Mm-hmm. So I always like just recording podcasts. So we haven't done it in a while. I don't think we necessarily need a topic as long as we can just not jump around too wildly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where we have a hard time with though, because we're...
Yeah, just staying like focused or like we jump around like, I think it's like two people with ADHD. We jump around from like this to that. But if we could stay like somewhat in like a path, I think it'd be fine.
We came into this not knowing what kind of path we were going to be on, so that's a good start.
That's probably not. I figured there's plenty of things we can talk about. We've been gone for a long time, so, you know, there's updates, there's life updates, there's movie updates, there's anime, like, there's plenty of things that, there are video games, there's plenty of things that we've done, played, seen, watched, heard, read, that we can talk about.
Yes, we have done, played, seen, read, heard about things, but we're never the same things.
I guess
the shows that I've been watching, you haven't seen yet, and things that you've seen, I haven't watched yet. So we're kind of...
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I really don't either. But I have, like, there's a couple shows that I have started. I've been like, hey, have you watched this? And you're like, no, not yet. I'm going to, though. And then it's...
But then there's things that I've watched I've wanted you to watch and you won't watch, like Dahmer. But Dahmer's already passed by now. No one cares about that anymore.
Nobody cares about that one anymore. I've gotten behind on that. I kept saying I was
make all the jokes and no one understands the jokes. And I'm like...
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the word brewski so much since you when you started watching Dahmer.
There was... you start watching The Last of Us. I haven't watched it yet. Want to watch it. Haven't watched it yet.
Big fan of that one so far.
I watched Elvis. Elvis was a good movie.
Didn't watch that one.
Great. This podcast is going well so far.
I finished The Big Bang Theory for the third time.
And that's one thing that I'm not going to get into, but I don't understand how you can stomach that. I can't watch that show. I don't know how you can stomach it. Maybe not stomach it.
I liked it.
I think there's a lot of people that trash it too much. I don't think it's horrible. Mm-hmm. But I just don't like it anymore.
I think that for me, it was something that I could turn on and I didn't have to actually like sit and watch. It was just more of background noise, something that was on while I was, doing other things or working on stuff or whatever. I didn't have to like sit and pay attention to. And then it kind of became one of those like comfort shows. Like I've noticed for me, like a lot of my anxiety, if I'm like, I have to put on something that I know.
Right.
I know what's going to happen. I know the characters. I know the plot twist. It like comforts me. That's why I watch The Office so many times. I went through that where I watched The Office over and over, and it would end, and I would restart it, and it would end, and I would restart it. I think it was like an anxiety thing. Like it just made me feel better because I knew the show. It was comfortable.
That with like YouTubers, like the same YouTubers they'll cycle through. But like Big Bang Theory, for instance, I think I watched it a long time ago. Probably like 2013 or 2014. I got it on like the first season on DVD or whatever, and I loved it. As I've gotten, maybe it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I think it's the characters. I think Sheldon I cannot stand him.
I see that. I think there were some episodes that they overdid him and it was awful, and there were some episodes that he was like really funny and it was great.
It was like when I first started watching the show, it's like, oh, these characters are quirky or they're funny, but then the more I watched, I'm like, these people are insufferable. I don't know a single person in the show that I like.
They started doing the thing with Sheldon like they did with the Minions. Like they realized, oh hey, people like this. It's funny.
So they play it up.
Let's do more
and they
Sheldon.
Just kill it.
And then, but no, I don't know. I liked the show.
I'm not putting it down. I think there's a lot of people that trash it, a lot of people that love it. So I don't really know. I guess I fall somewhere in between. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people seem to hate it.
Yeah.
But I don't find it as funny.
I literally watched the season finale last night. For the third or fourth time. I think it's the third time now that I've watched the season finale.
The season finale or the series finale?
Series finale is what I meant. Like the series and the very last episode. And you know what? I cry every time. I don't know why I get so emotional about it.
Does Sheldon get married?
Well, he does, but not in the finale. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
I'm not gonna. You think I'm gonna watch it? No, don't spoil the Big Bang Theory.
They did the whole like Sheldon ruined it.
I just destroyed the audio. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Don't wear earphones. Sheldon, pulled a Sheldon antic and like ruined something important, so everyone got mad at him. But then he won the Nobel Prize. And he stood up on stage and had his friends stand up one by one and gave a thank you. And then they announced Penny was pregnant, and it was like. And then they play it with like the acoustic version of the theme song where they're all sitting eating and it's like playing the guitar and they're like, our whole universe was in a hot, dense state. It's just like the one anyway. And then it's like all like emotional. Anyway, I cry every time. I know. Man.
I don't know. I don't think I really have. There's all that stuff with. I was gonna say as like in terms of like comfort shows. There's Rick and Morty, which I haven't even. To me, Rick and Morty went downhill after the first
3 seasons.
I don't remember the third season very well. No, I do. Yeah. Season 1 and 2 were my favorites. I think I like season 3 as well. And I don't think I finished season 4. I don't know what season they're on now because I kind of stopped watching it.
They're on I think they're on season 6
I got really excited with the episode that was like Rick Van Galleon or whatever, and that was like I was gonna come back and watch it because I'm like, oh, it's like they're parodying Avon. That's gonna be really weird to see.
Wasn't that season 4?
But it didn't have anything to do with it.
Because I feel like we watched it on HBO Max or that, and it really didn't have anything. It was more Transformers or something, or Power Rangers.
What's it? I can't think of it. It was something else. It wasn't a parody of Evangelion. It was like it was more like Power Rangers and Voltron or something like that. I don't know, but. So I was very disappointed in that. About that. But just in general, I didn't find that season funny.
Yeah, I feel like it went downhill.
And now
I feel like the first 3 seasons.
They're still doing it, even though Justin Roiland's gone and probably
I feel like it would be better off if they just cut it and pulled the cord. Like, let it end while it's somewhat ahead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't run it into the ground and then
Justin Roiland, that guy, he had a bunch of writing credits.
Yeah.
Like, he wrote that. Like, he was a big part of, like, when I say a big part of the show would be an understatement. That was his show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but I thought he was like the Seth MacFarlane family guy.
Well, he did the voices for like everybody in there.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't care much for Family Guy, but that's like if Seth MacFarlane had all this stuff come out to him, so he was fired, but they decided to keep going with Family Guy. It's like, okay, well, then you have to replace Peter, Stewie, Brian, Quagmire, whatever other characters that he voiced.
Yeah.
Because he literally voiced half the show. I don't think it's to that extent with Justin Roiland. But he voiced a lot of characters in that show, so
as well as I think he wrote nearly every episode, so it's kind of
I don't know, like
you have to kind of keep that same humor going.
I'll say it's been a long time since I watched the show, so I don't exactly know what role he played in like the writing and stuff, but he was very much involved. I think I don't know if he was like if he was the creator of the show.
One thing that I liked about this show, and you could pick it out in some of the moments. I don't know. I really only remember this on the Plumbus one. Or like the ones where they would do like the interdimensional cable.
Oh yeah,
It was all just like ad-lib. Like you could tell they didn't have a script. They were just making stuff up.
Yeah,
then they were just adding the writing.
Yeah.
They were just like adding the animations or whatever to like what they were saying. Anyway, I always liked.
I think Rick and Morty was a thing that was really funny, but people kind of killed it.
Yeah.
At least for me.
I think they should have stopped after 3 seasons.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think people. What was I talking about recently? Not with Rick and Morty, but
Minions.
Let's talk about something, but it's the same concept. It's a good idea, or a good back rooms. We're talking about the back rooms.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna play one of the games, in a video, but it's like a cool concept that just gets kind of ruined. Or Five Nights at Freddy's or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a fun little game or concept if it had stayed like somewhat on the down low, but it gets so big, and I think people just run with it that it becomes like it's all memed out at this point, and it's like it's not. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just feels like it's...
You people always play with the toy until it breaks.
Yeah, exactly. That's like... so it's not cool to like this stuff anymore. But no, Rick and Morty was like that for a long time. So I think it's originally a really funny show and really pretty smart, too. And I think people just hyped it up way too much, just thinking it was way smarter than it was. And then just kind of ran with like the Pickle Rick stuff.
Do you know that time that person bought... I don't remember who it was. You got a Pickle Rick air freshener or something like that, and it turns out it was pickle scented.
Yeah.
And your car smelled like a drive-through hamburger for a long time.
Yeah, I refused to take that out of my car because I fed into that, I will admit. I was people like, you people killed it. But I was walking around with that freaking Pickle Rick air freshener in my car. It was a funny moment.
See, and then I started watching Rick and Morty after it was already kind of died down. I got on the train too late.
It was funny, yeah, because I was watching it, and then I stopped watching it when I moved out from your house.
Yeah.
And then you started watching it after I'd gotten out of it.
Yeah.
So it's really funny how we just
this show's really funny.
off.
And you're like,
I think it's like a sibling
3 years
thing.
Ago.
Like, siblings don't really tend to like the same things or don't listen to an artist because their sibling listens to it just because they're like, I'm not listening to that person. Yeah. I think maybe it's the same thing. You don't like me, so you're just gonna wait until I get out of something.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I refuse to watch The Last of Us.
Well, put it aside and watch it. Peacemaker 2 was also a really good show, and you didn't watch that one. No. I don't care what you have to say about Peacemaker. I liked it, okay?
This is the umbrella topic of, I guess, TV shows, because we have jumped from a lot of different TV shows.
Oh, good. We have a topic, though. I was really afraid going into this.
Overall umbrella of TV shows.
Let's talk about TV things.
Yeah, Peacemaker's the other one. I think I don't care about superhero stuff anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel like once they ended the Avenger thing, that was kind of like the height of it, and then everything after that has been kind of... Yeah. I think that one of the things that annoys me most about... I feel like DC does this too, but basically Marvel, is that now that they have all of their TV shows and movies, it's the fact that you have to watch everything to understand what's going on.
I think
I feel like they made it too big. And the thing about DC is, like, I've tried to watch some of their shows, but, like, you can't really watch Arrow without having to watch Flash and all the other things, because things start combining and connecting and being revealed in other episodes.
Well, I think that those shows are better to get... Well, maybe I'm wrong in this anyways, but to me, all those shows started getting really dumb. I think the writing got really bad in all of them. So I think the first season of Arrow was actually really it was good. Great. I love the first season of Arrow. I think the first season of The Flash is great too. Second season was okay. Second season Arrow was good. I think
I made it season 3 Arrow before I kind of...
Yeah, that was the same. I think season 3 of Arrow was like, all right, this is okay. Then season 3 of Flash, and I was like, I don't like this
Once
anymore.
they stopped killing people, it wasn't fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I think both shows just seem to go downhill. And now there's just so much fatigue because superheroes got so popular. Now I think it's just become apparent that every superhero movie does the same thing. Like, in terms of, you have to have the villain who does this, that, and the other. He wants to rule or destroy the world or whatever. So now they have to come up with more creative ways. Yeah. Like making a hero the villain or something like that. And they're just, to me, they're like just running out of steam. I think this is going to be the period where it's all going to die out. Marvel and DC are going to end up stopping making movies fairly soon. And then in like 20 years or something, it's all going to start up again.
Probably. I think that because like DC is getting completely revamped. Like, I'm pretty sure James Gunn came in and like fired everybody and like...
They announced that Henry Cavill was back and then fired him.
I'm afraid that he's going to... We don't need any more Batman, Supermans... We don't need... Like, I don't want them to redo the... I feel like the Robert Pattinson Batman was really good. Like, I feel like that was a better Batman than we've had in a long time. But...
yeah, actually, I do kind of agree.
We don't need to do it again. We don't need to do another Batman
movie.
Movie.
If they fire Pattinson, which I don't think they are, because I think they've announced that's just two different things. You have James Gunn's DC and then the Robert Pattinson. Okay.
I'm good with that. I want to see Robert Pattinson's continue. I don't want to see... James Gunn's DC do their own Batman, Superman. I feel
think
like it's overdone.
DC's doing their own Batman, Superman. But they're doing it over here. They're doing their own thing, and then Batman.
Well, yeah, I don't want them to do another one. They need to just stop with the Batman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They are. I don't know if Ben Affleck is going to be the DC Batman. I think they fired him. I know they fired Henry Cavill.
No, I think they got rid of Ben Affleck, too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I actually like Ben Affleck. I actually like Batflick. I'm upset they're going to fire him.
See, and I don't really remember his movies. Like, I don't remember if I liked him.
Because he wasn't memorable because they didn't do anything with him. Yeah. But I think the casting was great. I think they have good moments with him in there. I wish they would have committed to him and actually made him good.
Because, like, I don't remember that movie. I don't remember anything about him as Batman.
I think Batman vs. Superman was...
Awful.
And I think they didn't do anything right with Ben Affleck. But I didn't mind him. I think that he was the one bright spot in that movie. But then when Joss Whedon came with Justice League, I think that's what DC's problem was. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And now they're restarting completely. I don't know. I think they're going to have a hard time selling movie tickets.
I feel like DC has so many comic book characters and so many different things that they could do. They need to branch out and do something else, something different. Yeah. Not the same Batman, Superman, Iron Man.
That's kind of why, like, a lot of people... like diss some of the things when they stray too far away from source material or they do something too different. But we've already gotten something that's close to what we had before. By all means, do your own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would totally be down to see a different interpretation of it. You see that in comics all the time. Somebody starts with a new line of comics. Condiment, what's that?
DC. I think he's a villain, though. Polka Dot Man. I think they introduced him in Suicide Squad. I would like a backstory on him.
I liked Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was a good movie.
Okay, so see... I think that
she likes
Listen.
She likes Will Smith's Suicide Squad.
No, let me
over
explain this.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which I think is so stupid.
No. Let me explain myself first, okay? I had very high hopes going into Suicide Squad because I love Harley Quinn, okay? I feel like the first Suicide Squad got the casting down. I liked the girl who played Harley Quinn. I liked Will Smith as Deadshot, okay? I thought he did good in that role. I liked the characters. I did not like the villain, and I did not like the storyline. But I watched that movie 3 times in theaters, and every time I tried so hard to love it.
Yeah, y'all took me to see it. I remember I was like, I heard so much about it because that was the year. I guess I didn't watch or read any reviews. I just knew like what just around me.
Yeah.
You guys were like thrilled about it, you and your husband. And then like Halloween, everyone was walking around with their stupid Jared Leto Joker
I was
stuff.
Harley Quinn.
I was under the impression like the movie's really good.
Okay, and listen.
So I went and saw it. Remember, I was sitting in theaters. We were sitting there together, and I was just watching the movie, and I was just like,
the whole storyline was not good. And I kept trying to tell myself, no, it's a good movie because I really wanted to like it. I feel like the characters were there.
Yeah.
It was almost good.
It was almost there.
I even honestly liked Jared Leto's Joker. I thought that was a different take on him. I thought it was fine. I would have liked to see
what they did with him.
I would have liked to see more of what they did. I feel like they didn't give us enough for me to have an opinion.
I feel like if they made Jared Leto's Joker like the villain in some way.
Yeah, if he was the villain that they were fighting.
We saw more of it.
And they took the Enchantress or whatever. They kicked her out because that was stupid.
Because that was dumb.
That whole storyline was dumb. And then the second one,
I
went into it with even higher hopes, knowing that we had a new writer and all of this. And I remember watching it, and I was like, I just wasn't impressed with it. I didn't like the movie. I was like, really
I'm not
upset.
like that shocked. I'm not saying like the Suicide Squad was the best movie I've ever watched, but it was really good. It was funny. I feel like it was
better, okay, but like it was just I could not get myself to like the movie. Like after I saw it, I didn't want to see it again. I feel like I was
Will
just
Smith
kind of
fan.
like I liked the characters again. I liked John Cena's Peacemaker.
But my favorite thing was I like what's his name? Sylvester Stallone's Shark Man. Shark King.
I like
Shark King.
yeah.
But I like
loved
that
the whole first part whenever they introduced everybody and they were like, yeah, this is our Suicide Squad.
They just killed them all off. I like they introduced Pete Davidson and killed him off because I can't stand him.
Yeah,
I like
that was kind of nice to see him die.
John Courtney.
And the stupid thing that looks like your dog survived.
Yeah, Weasel. That was funny too. But no, I like that the movie was funny and I loved the characters in it. I think that they gave them all like good arcs. They did something that the original Suicide Squad didn't do, and that was make all the Suicide Squad members likable and that you actually cared for them. You wanted to see them. They did the least amount, I think, with Harley Quinn just because they felt like, I guess they'd already established her. So
yeah, they were like, Harley Quinn's fine. We can just...
And I just, in my personal opinion, I never cared for...
I had a hard time with her in that movie. Like, I feel like I liked her better in the first movie.
I feel like she was my least favorite.
But in that movie, I feel like I didn't really... And oh my gosh, I hated Birds of Prey. And again,
I didn't watch Birds of Prey.
I felt like I should have liked that. Again, I really feel like they could have done more with their Harley Quinn. But the movie came out, and I think I fell asleep in it. Like, I don't remember really anything about it. I think I fell asleep towards the middle of the movie and didn't have any desire to finish it.
No, I think the Suicide Squad was good. I think that the last Spider-Man movie was good. Like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Spoiler. But apart from that, like, I didn't like... I'm a huge fan of
Sam Raimi?
Sam Raimi. I almost said Sam Ridley because I was thinking about Ridley Scott. Sam Raimi. A big fan of Sam Ridley. Sam Raimi because I'm a massive fan of Evil Dead. And of course Spider-Man. So I was really excited they gave him like Multiverse of Madness. Thought he was gonna like really shine with some like horror stuff in there. I guess there was bits of it, but I don't know. I just thought maybe because it was made during like the pandemic, but it just looked really cheap at some parts. Like I just didn't get in the movie. I think I had a cool concept with Scarlet Witch, but there were so many dumb moments.
Wait, are we talking about Spider-Man still?
No, I'm talking about Multiverse Madness. Sorry.
Oh, Multiverse. Okay.
Doctor Strange.
I heard Spider-Man.
I know. I think I was talking about Spider-Man, but I got off topic. Okay, I'm talking about Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness for the record.
Okay.
But I had high hopes because I was such a fan of Sam Raimi and I loved they were giving him this movie. I thought I was going to be able to shine, but there were so many moments that just took me out of it. Like the
stupid twins singing about
I laughed hysterically for like ice cream.
We like ice
more
cream.
For you and more good for me. Ice cream. I was out of it. I couldn't do it anymore.
Okay, my opinion on that movie. First of all, I loved the first
Thor.
Doctor Strange.
Thor sucked. anyways.
We'll get to that one. No, I loved Doctor Strange. The first movie was honestly one of my favorite Marvel
movies.
movies.
I actually really liked the first
and I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought that I was going to hate it. I only went to theater because I was
just real quick, but that's the other thing is just comparatively, visually, how visual Doctor Strange was.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange looked amazing. All the kaleidoscope effects that just looked freaking amazing. I would have loved to see that in like 3D or IMAX. Yeah. I don't normally care about that stuff. But watching that movie would be just amazing to see all this stuff playing at you. Yeah. So that's why I was also disappointed because I think I was.
It didn't have so much of that in the second one.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't have so much of the flip-floppy kaleidoscope thing that they did. But no, I felt like I really liked the second one. I liked the storyline. I loved Scarlet Witch's character. I thought that her being a villain like completely shocked me. I didn't watch the Vision show or anything like that, so I don't know if that was revealed anywhere.
I read other M comic, which that was kind of the storyline there. So I saw it coming.
See, I didn't. So that was like a big surprise for me. Was that whenever she became the villain and all that?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really liked it. Again, like you said, there were some cheesy parts, like the two little boys. That one part where they sang was cheesy, but other than that,
and then they brought in all these awesome casting choices for characters. Like I thought everyone wanted John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's perfect. And I think that he's still great for the role, but I think they ruined him by writing him stupid.
Okay, yeah, there were some parts, that were cheesy, but
I wish they would have done more with them because I liked the casting. I liked him as I still like him as Mr. I don't think he's going to be Mr. Fantastic anymore because I think they ruined him by writing him stupid. Now everyone's like,
maybe we don't want this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, he was good. I thought he was still good. I just think that was bad. And it's probably the only time we were going to see Professor X in a...
I don't think I've ever seen an X-Men movie.
I watched the first 3. I didn't care too much for the first one. Liked the second one. Didn't care for the third one. I didn't like the third one at all, actually. I didn't remember it. And then we saw Days of Future Past in theaters.
Oh, okay.
And
so
that
I've
was
seen
actually
one
a good
X-Men
one.
Movie.
I've only watched it one at a time after that, but that one was really good. There was supposed to be, I think, other good ones, but I never watched them. Mainly because I didn't care too much. Like, I thought Days of Future Past was good. But, like, I don't think it was good enough to where I'd be like, I gotta watch the rest of them.
I started in the middle, I guess, because I watched Days of Future Past and didn't watch any of the other ones before. I think the only other thing I've seen the X-Men in was Deadpool.
Yeah, those are TV shows. Our opinion of Marvel and DC, which at this point I think we're coming to a... I feel like that, but the movies seem like they still make a lot. People seem to be really excited for The Flash.
Yeah. I feel like like we said earlier, the last Thor movie really sucked. I think that they're just trying to play too much into the Thor
comedy.
Ragnarok humor they had.
Yeah, they were trying to like recapture the magic.
None of the
Ragnarok.
You saw Thor: Love and Thunder, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I feel like I try to whenever I watch a movie or I try and separate myself from my phone because I don't want to be on my phone all the time or text or because that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I'll end up getting
naturally.
Distracted.
So I'll put my phone aside when I watch a movie or something like that. But I was on my phone, I think, almost for the entire movie. I just think that
watched it and
throughout the first part, it's like none of the jokes were like hitting. Yeah. I don't think I laughed at any.
They made Thor out to be just big and stupid. Like I feel like he could still be funny and not be an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. But they have to
But they had to make him like so dopey. Like he was just so like.
That's why I feel like that's the problem with Marvel in general. Before, I thought Marvel balanced like comedy with the action and the seriousness. Yeah. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, for instance. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Like it's not like a super serious movie. It's really funny, but that's a good balance. Guardians of the Galaxy and Ragnarok are both, in my opinion, like prime examples of Marvel films that are funny and they work as being funny.
Yeah.
But when you play into it, you can tip that, I think, too much.
Yeah.
And then you get Love and Thunder or something like that, where I think they just failed.
But it wasn't good.
I think they can't find that balance animiore.
Yeah.
Like
I get that way too. I'm kind of over it. I need something else. You know what? I mean, and I was talking to Dylan about this last night, but they came out with a movie a few years ago. It might have been more than a few years ago, called Brightburn. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, it's like the evil Superman.
Yeah, it was like if Superman was evil or something. That was kind of the premise of it. And at the end of it, they kind of if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I feel like they did like a tease where they were like other superheroes, but like the bad guys. Like if Batman was
a Brightburn.
Yeah, kind of make it like a
that'd be cool.
And I feel like because it was a really good movie, it was very gory and very like they really fed into it.
Clips of it and scenes.
And I remember, like I said, it's been a long time. I don't really remember much of the movie, but I remember really, really liking it.
It'd be a good concept to do something different than what we've seen before.
It's not like
I can feel that DC's going to try and start copying the Marvel format.
Yeah.
Because
Marvel's more successful.
respect to what Zack Snyder did, he tried to do his own thing with it and make it like overly dark. People hated it, but at least he did his own thing.
Yeah.
So I am glad they did the Zack Snyder's Justice League and got that there, because we at least got to see maybe not his full vision, but we got to see like what he was intending to do. And I actually liked it more because I'm like, it's like it makes me respect Batman vs Superman a little bit more because I got to see the whole picture of what he was trying to do, and it's like okay, it's not just more Marvel schlock or whatever. It's not just doing the same thing Marvel's doing, because that's what all the executives are starting. Like, that's working. In my opinion, that's what I'm kind of nervous it's going to be. Not that it really matters, because I don't think I'm going to go see any. Like, I didn't go see any of these. Like, I don't remember the last superhero movie. We went and saw No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
But I didn't go see Doctor Strange, Thor. Like, these movies that I should be excited to go and watch. And I was excited for Doctor Strange, but I didn't go see it in theaters.
Yeah. Because
I just feel like I'll just watch it at home, because it's not
we
like I
also
haven't
didn't
seen
see
it
Morbius
before.
in theaters.
That was a missed opportunity. I really wish we would have gotten to see that one.
Yeah, we missed history right there.
That's actually the thing. I skipped Morbius because I had no desire to watch it, and you watched it.
I watched it. Oh no, I wanted to see. And it was pretty bad.
Every bit as bad as people say it was.
Yeah, I still don't understand how he kept all those bats hidden in a hospital.
I'm very upset that we're not getting Morbius 2.
I know, right? You would think that with the success of Morbius,
we should be the success of Morbius. We should be greenlit Morbius 2.
Yeah.
We should have a whole Morbius cinematic universe by now.
Morbius 2, it's Morbin time. You were gonna say it.
No, I wasn't. That's been short. I'm so tired of the Morbius memes are still a thing.
It's funny because I have not seen a single one.
Oh my gosh!
The only Morbius memes I see are the ones you send me.
Okay. Every time somebody posts anything, it's always in the same Morbius format now. Like, it's just evolved into, like, if it's some random video, someone will be like, one of the funny comments that I saw before that's now been played out, someone's just like, I love the part where Morbius did something and I morbed all over the person in front of me or something like that. Like, and you're like, oh, that's so stupid, but it's funny. But now people use that format for everything. Like, I love the part when Samus did that night. Blanked in front, like, you know what I mean? They use the same like meme format.
Yeah.
And it's still going on. Like, it's been a year, guys. Can we move on from Morbius?
I feel like Morbius has been more than a year, hasn't it?
I thought it came out in January.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know. I got it in the red box, and I think I forgot to return it, so I might be the proud owner of
a copy of Morbius, your own
Morbius.
Very own copy of Morbius.
I'll sign it and send it out. Who wants it?
I don't think I'm gonna watch another superhero movie. I might go see another Spider-Man because Spider-Man like Spider-Man. I might go see a Batman movie if they make another Robert Pattinson Batman.
I'd probably just wait for it to come out. I don't feel like I care enough. I liked Robert Pattinson as Batman, but I don't care about it that much.
I think Robert Pattinson was a pretty darn good Batman. Okay, but I've always said that, and everyone flipped out about Robert Pattinson being cast, but I like Robert Pattinson. I've liked his movies in the past, so I'm like...
I think the only thing I knew him from was Twilight, so it was just really hard to take vampire, sparkly... emo like.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy now because I think he'll be more remembered now for Batman than he will be for Twilight. Hopefully, maybe.
I don't think so.
But I think
he's never gonna get out of Twilight.
But see, I think that I don't like his version of Bruce Wayne as much.
Yeah.
I think that I like his version of Batman, so I'm excited to see what they do, like Matt Reeves does with like the world that they're creating for this new Batman.
Yeah, I thought the movie was really good. I liked that it focused on the detective part of it, and I like that he stayed Batman through most of the film. We didn't get a lot of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Bruce Wayne movie, it was a Batman movie.
See, that's one of my favorite aspects I wish they'd play up in Batman movies more, is Bruce Wayne. They don't talk about or do much with Bruce Wayne in any of the Batman movies.
Nobody cares about Bruce Wayne.
I know, but that's like, I like to see how he is able to hide the fact that he's Batman. Like, I like seeing him be a billionaire, like, a dick or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, I like seeing that because you don't know that it's like at night he's a crime-fighting
vigilante,
but in the day he's just, you saw that a little bit, and I think that's what I really liked about Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
Is that's how Christopher Bale, that I liked his Bruce Wayne because he was kind of a jerk. Christian Bale. Christopher Bale.
I was like, wait.
That was close. Christian Bale. His Batman was very like, I like his Bruce Wayne parts too.
Yeah. Because
he's kind of a jerk, and I like that, the way they balance that. All right, short little podcast. I don't really have much. We just talked about movies and stuff. I think that's fine. I don't have much.
I could keep going if you want.
What else?
I started watching Family Matters. Leave me your favorite Urkel quote, and I'll send you a signed copy of Morbius.
Urkel says,
Got any cheese?
No. Urkel says.
You know it.
Urkel.
You know it. His famous quote.
Not, you got any cheese?
No, the famous one.
It was all a conspiracy.
No, he has a famous quote.
Hey, y'all. Is that what that is?
Did I do that?
Oh, that was it. It was all part of the plan. And then he captures Fan.
And then whenever...
It's all part of the plan.
And then he flaps his fins together and runs out.
I said it was all part of the plans as he taps his plans. What's the dance that Urkel does? The Urkel Shuffle.
The Urkel Shuffle. I don't think Urkel has a dance.
I think he does like he does a dance.
Are you thinking of the Carlton? Because that's a completely different character.
Oh, maybe so. Leave a poll. Different strokes, Family Matters, or
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
Oh, Urkel is where he does that thing with the Pennywise dance where he puts his hands straight down and does the thing with his legs.
I don't remember Urkel ever doing that, no.
But his head stays in the same spot as he does it.
Yeah, no, Urkel didn't do that.
He's just all a conspiracy as he dances away.
I think we're watching different shows.
I think so. Did he blow up the Pentagon? And they're like, Urkel, did you do that? And he's like, it was all part of the plan. It's all a conspiracy. That's what they want you to think.
I feel like Urkel and Kevin, who lives in the trailer down there, are related.
Kevin down the street?
Kevin in the trailer? Good old RV Kevin. Okay, leave me your favorite Urkel quote, and I'll have Crazy Kevin autograph a copy of Morbius and send it to you.
Crazy Kevin? Cousin Kevin?
Old Cousin Kevin.
Leave us your favorite Cousin Kevin quote, and we'll sign a Cousin Kevin and send them to you. Leave us your favorite Morbius quote, and we'll sign Cousin Kevin and send them down to you. You can take our Cousin Kevin.
Good old Kevin.
Oh, Cousin Kevin. He's silly. Did you see the little addition he added to his trailer?
I did. That silly
he has
goose.
This little trailer, and then but he's not our cousin. Let's clarify that. Is he gonna see this? I don't think he has a TV.
I don't think Cousin Kevin knows how to work the internet.
It's all good fun. Cousin Kevin's funny. We don't love him, but we appreciate him.
He's a silly one, that one. Do you remember whenever he used that hot tub cover to make a carport?
Oh yeah, and then it blew away. Like the next day, it all collapsed. Anyways.
Good old Kevin.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. My Hero Academia reactions coming this week, next week. They'll be starting up soon, and that'll be kind of the main series. And then we'll break those to be replaced with Attack on Titan.
Be patient with me. I have a child.
And then after Attack on Titan's over,
then we're over.
Yeah,
it's been a good run. We just pop in every now and then to say hi, and then kind of show up. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna do it this time, and then we're like, oh, well.
And then we realize how freaking hard it is to make videos for some reason. So much. My Hero Academia reactions starting up soon.
Wait, say that again.
My Hero Academia.
Enunciate.
We'll probably have to for you then. Here we go. Here. So
all right, Kevin.
I sound like Kevin. Here. Oh, Cousin Kevin. You know Cousin Kevin?
That's my Cousin Kevin too.
You got Kevin. I got Kevin. All right, Cousin Kevin coming soon.
This went from superheroes to just Cousin Kevin roasting.
Cousin Kevin, you know Cousin Kevin? Oh, I don't know whose cousin he is, but they're a lucky one.
We don't know where he came from.
I know, please take him. Please.
We'll autograph him.
Please. He blows his house at 3 in the morning.